really important that the community feels that these events are that they are part of these events, and they feel connected to them. So what we do is when we run these events, we make sure we reach out to all of our local community groups, particularly the schools. It's great to see the kids up there. And then last year there was some fantastic performances by some of the local schools. And this year it's really good to see that one of the local Chinese associations, the Pakuranga Chinese Association, has a couple of performances that they're going to be running throughout the night, which is fantastic because it really brings some cultural diversity to that event. We're very fortunate in Howth to have a really significant Chinese and Asian community in our area, which is great. And so we like to engage and support them as much as we can. And we do that through a range of things. Our big event is in March. We have an event called the Celebrating Cultures, where we have a big festival in Barry Curtis Park in Flatbush, and we invite all the local cultures to come and celebrate, to perform, to showcase their cultures, their food, their arts and their crafts, which is really exciting. And there's always a really strong representation from the Chinese community. But we also have a bunch of other programs that we run, particularly through our grants program, where we support local community groups, because it's really important that not just council runs events, but that the community can run them too. And then they can be really tailored to what the community wants to run, what they want to see. And that includes things like music events, celebrating specific cultural days, so like lunar festivals, or it might even be things like safety. So for example, we gave some money to the Asian Council on Reducing Crime, and they're doing some work to help reduce vehicle crime in Flatbush, which is fantastic. It is one of our big challenges. We've got a very diverse population in the Howth local board area, which is great. 46% of the people in the area are Asian. How many of those are Chinese? Unfortunately, we haven't got the specific numbers, but we know it's pretty significant. And so one of the things we do is when we go out and engage with our community, particularly on our local board plan, which is our strategy, and our annual budgets, we make sure that we're talking to those communities. And we do that through going to lots of different events, but we also talk to community groups. And so when we did our local board plan and our annual budget this year, we actually asked a couple of local community groups to run events for us. And so they had those contacts, and so they could bring local ethnic groups together. So it was a Korean event, it was a Chinese event, it was at another community event as well, so that they were focused on those topics that were important to them, and that meant that they would make sure that the information was translated into their language so that they could understand. So when we do, especially when we do our public consultations, we try and make sure that all of our materials are translated into various languages, in particular things like Mandarin and Hindi, which are probably the two biggest other languages spoken in the area. We do still rely quite heavily on community groups. We find it's better than us trying to communicate through Facebook, which we do, but it doesn't always work. So things like WeChat. So we'll talk to our community groups and our ethnic leaders, and we'll say to them, hey, we've got some information we'd like to share with your communities. How can you help us do that? And it's a real partnership, which is a really good way of doing it.